everyone, and welcome again to Alcalá Technology. Look what we have here. First of all, I have to say sorry because we've been putting a lot of videos before. I had a baby and then we stopped a little bit the procedures of some cars. So, well, we were willing and receiving some new cars. So, yeah, I became a dad. So, here we have a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia from 1972. It's a very special project as we have a customer who bought the car of that his father owned at the 70s. So actually it's a very interesting project as this car had a really bad accident. As you can see here we have the American way to fit the front bumpers, and so well, the story of the car is that big crash in front, the rear end is the original one, they cut it in half, they put an American spec in front, and then the original is in the back. But what happens with this car? From a garage to another garage to another garage, and anyone finishes. So what we're gonna do is to make the car shine again as a brand new from factory, and the customer wants to make his own all the mechanics, which means that it will take a little bit more of time, but we're gonna do the underneath and the body, and you will see how we repair and how is the status of the car in 3, 2, 1, inside. I take a second to stop the video just to say, if you're really enjoying our video and you really want to help us, just click the screen on your mobile phone or take the remote control of your TV, just going down there and just give us a thumb up. It really helps us to grow in our channel. So let's continue. So I take a moment to stop the video, at least to tell you and explain you which is the process that we are following in this Karmann Ghia. Well, as you have seen, we have repaired all the damages that the car was having when it arrived, because as I said, the car was cut it in half in another garage. They didn't finish the work. The work, well, from weldings and so on, was really poor. And what we wanted to do is to avoid rust in the future, was repairing the welding spots to fill all the cut that they were having, and then work the body, as all the body, some parts were totally bended and having shapes which are not normal in this car, as this car is typically known by these super round shapes, which is totally, how do I say it, is for the one who is working the body is amazing to make these shapes and work these shapes, these round shapes, and well, I cannot describe it. So yeah, actually what we have done is to put a little bit of putty at the place that we were hammering, because it's impossible to leave the totally, I mean, the shape totally flat. So we sand this putty to at least remove it nearly everything, and after that we put well, the epoxy, and after the epoxy we put the primer. So what we did with the primer, so what we're doing now is sanding all this primer to see if we still have some points, as I will show you after this speech, that are high. So when we sand and we can see that there is between the product that we have, the metal is going out, then we know that this part is high. So then we need to hammer it again and then sand it in a proper, to have the proper shape. And this is what we're doing now. After that, when we have all this solved, what we're gonna do is to, as you can see, it's nearly in the bare metal. So there is no product, and because we don't like to put the thickness of products and more products, because this, at the end, you have a problem. So what we like to do is put the product, work this product, reduce it as much as possible, and then work it a long time. So now I let you with some images of, for example, that you can see that we are in the metal shape. So because as we are working the shapes, for example, this part was a little bit high on when we were working. So now we're going to solve all these little issues that we marked all around the car. And after that, we're going to put another layer of, well, let's say the primer. And after that, work it, and after the paint. But what we're going to do is, once we have all the surface, we're going to sand and prepare the second primer, and we're gonna work all the inside and underneath the car. And after that, to end the car, we're gonna paint it. So I let you the process and how all these spots are and how we repair it, and in a few days, minutes, that you will see how we paint and we put the primer into the car.